Good morning. This is week 31 for kindergarten distance learning. And today we are going to start with a little activity. We're going to show a little video and we're going to clap. And they're going to have a little number up in the corner of our video. And if there's a number 2, then we're going to clap 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then if they change the number to 3, then we're going to clap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is a clapping exercise. We don't have to sing and we don't have to get up and move around and jump around. We're just clapping to the number of the that they tell us up in this corner. So look up in the corner and then we will clap that number. Here we go.
Today we're going to learn how to clap beats. It's so easy. All you have to do is put your hands together and clap. But we're going to clap in time. When you see the number 2 on the right hand side, I want you to clap twice.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Now it's time to clap
1, 2.
3 times.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good
1,
job.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Clap 4 times. You have to do this a little bit quicker.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great job, kids. I tried that with a different song, and you too will be able to clap beats. No matter how young or how old you are, there is always something on our channel for you. So if you like the piano and music lessons.
One more
Today, we're
time.
going to learn how to clap beats. It's so easy. All you have to do is put your hands together and clap. But we're going to clap in
One
time.
more time. We're going to
When you
count to
see
2.
the number 2 on the
1,
right
2.
hand side, I want you to
1,
clap
2.
twice.
Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Now it's time to clap
1, 2.
3 times.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good
1,
job.
2, 3. 1,
Now
2,
let's
3.
clap 4 times. You have to
1,
do
2,
this a
3,
little bit
4.
quicker.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great job, kids. I tried that with a different song, and you too will be able to clap beats. No matter how young.
Now, that is a little reminder. Last week we watched a little video about, this is for first grade and kindergarten both this week. Last week we watched a little video about how music is made out of all kinds of things, and there's all kinds of, it gives you all kinds of emotions. Sometimes they make you happy, sometimes they make you sad. It talked about a composer and different things like that. That's that little video that we just watched where we have to count like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another thing about music. Every song has a certain count to it. They call that a time signature. And that means that there's a rule that whatever the composer, the person who wrote the song, the composer decided That is how many beats are going to be counted over and over and over, how many beats in every measure. So every single song, you can kind of tap your feet or clap your hands and figure out what the time signature is. Some song might be, it might be 1, 2, 1, 2. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And I'm kind of tapping my foot and counting to 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Other songs might be 3. Some songs it might be 4. Sometimes it's 6. So there's a rule that every song has a certain number that you can count to over and over. That's called the time signature. Today, I want to show you a movie. This is called George Meets the Orchestra. This is about a little boy in Australia. So he has a little bit of an accent, but he gets to go and talk to people in the orchestra, adults who play different instruments. And these are people who their job is to be a professional musician. That means when they wake up in the morning and they go to work, they're going to be part of an orchestra. An orchestra is like a band, but there are some stringed instruments in it. And I want you to listen to this because next week we're going to be starting to talk about some other band instruments. So listen carefully. This is a boy named George. George Meets the Orchestra.
Hi, my name's George, and today we're going to meet the Sydney Youth Orchestra. Wait a minute, what is an orchestra? Let's find out. An orchestra is a group of musicians that play instruments together. It sounds like this. I've got one loud instrument, but I'm not sure which one. This is Brian Buggy. He's the conductor. Hi Brian, what does the conductor do?
Well, a conductor keeps all of these musicians in time and in tune. It's quite a job.
And how do you do that?
Well, you use your hands, you wave them around in a particular pattern, and if you really need it, you use the conductor's baton. That's a stick. Would you like to hear how it works?
Yes, please. There's a lot of people in this orchestra.
There are lots in this orchestra, and the Sydney Youth Orchestra has got 14 groups about this size, from people your age right up to these people and a little bit bigger. Something for every member of the family.
There are lots of different instruments in the orchestra, like lots and lots and lots. It's ridiculous how many there are. Violins and clarinets, and trombones and xylophones. Each instrument belongs to a section or family in the orchestra. There are 4 families all together. The first family is the strings. What are the instruments in the string section?
Well, George, we have 4 types of strings instruments, including the violin, viola, cello, and double bass.
How do you play your instruments?
You can play instruments by plucking or bowing. We can play high notes like this and low notes. Would you like to have a go? So put your head under there. Very good.
The next family is the woodwinds. What is a woodwind instrument?
Well, George, this is an oboe, and we also have the clarinet and a flute. And in an orchestra, we have a bassoon as well.
And the difference between us and string instruments is that you blow into it to make a sound.
And how do you play them?
Well, for the oboe, clarinet, and bassoon, you have a reed which you blow into, and the two pieces of cane will blow together to make a sound like this. And then when you put it into the instrument, good dancing, George.
Next, we have the brass section. You're the noisy section.
That's right. We do make a lot of noise, but we can also play really quietly as well.
What are the brass instruments?
Well, as the name suggests, they're made of brass, and they come in all different shapes and sizes, like the ones behind us here.
How do you play your instrument?
Well, each brass instrument comes with one of these mouthpieces. You blow on it like this, and then sound comes out the end. Do you want to try it? Yeah, I've got that. That's it. Good work. Do you want to hear us play it together?
Yeah.
Ready, guys?
Wow! The fourth family of the orchestra is percussion. Your section has lots of different instruments.
That's right. The percussion section is a very big family. To make the percussion, you either have to hit, or scrape, or shake to make a noise. Some sounds can be soft and beautiful, like glockenspiel, or some can be loud and booming, like a timpani. Hey George, do you want to have a go?
Yes, please. Percussion's fun!
So, George, did you decide what instrument you want to play?
I think I have, though it's not an instrument.
It's not an instrument. What is it?
I want to be a conductor.
All right, here we go. You can have this, and you can conduct the Sydney Youth Orchestra Philharmonic. Here we go.
So that is a little boy who actually got to meet some of the people in the orchestra, and we talked about the instrument families. Next week, we're going to start to talk about a story called Peter and the Wolf, where this is a composer who he wrote a story first of all, and then he assigned an instrument to each character of the story. There's a certain little song that every time you get to the part of the story that talks about that animal or that person, there's a particular instrument that's used and a particular song that they play every single time. So that's all we're going to do for this week. There's no homework. Next week, we're going to start Peter and the Wolf, and we'll be learning about that. And I'll talk to you next week.